Hey everybody, it's Delicia, Cigar Vixen, and today I have a very special smoke that I'm going to be sharing with you. But before I do that, I actually want to talk a little bit about a recent trip that I took out to Panama City Beach. If you follow me on social media, which I always hope that you do, you probably saw the pictures I was posting. I had the pleasure of visiting a really awesome lounge called PCB Cigars. I met the owners, Peter and Rinku Shaw, who are just some amazingly generous people. Peter will make you feel right at home right away. He'll give you a hard time, beat you at dominoes. He'll blow you away with his cigar knowledge. And Rinku, of course, being such a sweetheart. I mean, will just, again, both of them will treat you with the utmost hospitality. And really, their lounge is just, it's incredible. I visit a lot of lounges, and this one, really their collection of cigars that they had just absolutely blew me away. So I'm going to brag a little bit and talk to you about some of the cigars. This is just a couple bags, but they actually were kind enough to gift me a locker when I got there and full of cigars that I absolutely love. Some of them are very hard to find, some are more popular, just a wide variety. This is just, again, a couple bags. I do have more, but these are kind of just some that I wanted to go through. You'll be seeing me do reviews on these, so I'm not going to spend too much time. I just kind of wanted to, again, just show off a little bit. I have, just to name a few of them in here, the Aurora 100 Años. I have a couple of these Lanceros. And an extremely aged Padron. This is the Diamond Crowne Julius Caesar, which is an exclusive one, this size for his lounge. An Oliva V, a Padron Aniversario 64, and a Lancero. Just, again, an amazing amount of cigars that they were kind enough to give me. I'm not going to go through each and every one at the moment, but you will see me do some reviews on them. But again, just an incredible amount. I'd say about 90% Lancero, so I'm a very happy camper. But I'm going to do this review a little bit different today. I'm actually going to light up my cigar and smoke it with you, and I'm going to give you some highlights of that visit, because I hope you, if you haven't been out there, would definitely, get out there and collect some cool cigars and have a new experience. But as always, let's start things out with the cigar that I'm going to be lighting up today. So this was one that I brought back with me, of course, from Peter. This one is a Don Carlos. This is the 2008 Edición Aniversario. So this is the third release. For those of you Fuente fans out there, there's an incredible amount of really cool releases that they do. To a lot of family events to celebrate, of course, and a wonderful family that they do have. So this one, again, as I mentioned, is the third release, third edition. This one came out in 2013, and the 2008 is the tobacco that it has inside of it. So it's been aging all that time. And then in addition to that, because we're in 2015 now, this one has been aging even longer. So I'm very anxious to smoke this one. The band itself is just incredibly ornate, as most of the Fuente collection. Very beautiful, featuring two bands. One, of course, is the larger with the gold, very traditional for the Fuente, but instead of having that Fuente on there, it actually says Don Carlos on there. And then, of course, the 2008 down here with that second band. And this cigar, originally, their first one, the 2006, was a commemorative cigar to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Don Carlos line, which that original line was blended by Carlos Sr. Carlitos, of course, blended this newer line of cigars for his dad in tribute and to celebrate, again, that 30th anniversary. So I love stuff like that. I love stories that are family-oriented. Coming from a big family, I can always appreciate what goes into the time and the thought of putting something like that together. So again, this one is a Dominican Puro. And trying to think what else to tell you about it, other than it comes from a fabulous line of cigars, very ornate. The Fuente collection, of course, they grow their own tobacco there at the Chateau de Fuente in the Dominican Republic, so that's where this tobacco comes from. And all that being said, I've been talking a lot. I'm going to go ahead and light this up. I'm going to use a different one today. I'm actually going to do a punch. And this lighter is actually from Cuba. This was a gift from a friend of mine. So it's kind of cool. It's one of those two-in-one type of deals where it's a lighter and has a punch at the bottom. So very practical. Tested the draw there. It's very, very nice. There's a subtle sweetness to it right away. A little bit of a kind of a cedary, a faint cedar. I'm going to go ahead and get this baby toasted up. I've been anxious to get this lit up. I did a post a few days back about, which one should I smoke first out of some of these rare, harder to get Fuentes that Peter was so kind enough to gift to me. So there was kind of a tie, so I decided to be the tiebreaker and I wanted to smoke this one first. But again, stay tuned for the other reviews that will be coming. That little edge. God, that's good already. Oh my God. Wow, that's good. Huh. This instantly has a sweetness to it, but it has also like this. It reminds me of a piece of toast. Just has that something, that's the texture about it, but the flavoring that it's giving out is just, it's delicious. It really is, I mean, instantly good. Wow. Yeah, sweet cedar, kind of like a little slightly toasted piece of bread. Even you could even say that graham cracker. That type of family of flavors is what I'm getting off of this one, just right away. A little lingering of some very faint pepper that's just kind of hanging out in the palate. But wow, the draw on it's perfect. I'm glad I went with the punch actually, because it's just I don't usually do the punch, but wanted to try something different, but in this case it worked very well. So well, anyways, like I mentioned, in between smoking the cigar, I'm going to show you some of the footage from my trip, so I hope you enjoy some of that, and I'll be back with you shortly. So getting through that first third, incredible flavors, a lot of complexity to this cigar. Other than the construction is amazing, the aroma that it's putting out is a very, always inviting, but a very kind of like a bread crust, just a very sweet smell to it. The taste, again, as I mentioned, a lot of complexity to it, so getting notes of some graham crackers, that bread, kind of a toastiness to it, with a little bit of kind of a caramel subtly mixed in, even notes of some licorice, but there's a sweetness to it. There's a very sweet citrus that just faintly though, these are all just not super strong notes, but enough to tease your palate basically, but reminds me kind of like a very navel sweet orange that's just kind of mixed in there. Not very peppery. That could have something to do with the aging. It has aged quite a bit, so sometimes that can mellow out some of those peppers that can be normally a little bit more prominent. Excellent flavor though, I can't complain whatsoever. I'm really enjoying this cigar. I'm trying to take my time and smoke it slow. Since it is the only stick I have, I'd like to savor it. But just a wonderful cigar. And again, as you can see from some of the video that I showed you, the incredible selection that Peter and Rinku have is just impressive to say the least. I mean, they have everything from, you know, Opus X, all the rare, hard to find Opus, the Angel Share, Lost City, the Don Carlos Anniversary, God of Fire, a lot of Añejo, the Fuente Añejos, which I absolutely love. They have like the original Camacho boxes back when Christian Idoa was still part of Camacho. There's a huge collection of like Nestor Miranda. They have the La Sirena, the A, which is kind of hard to find as well. There's Peter had a box of Casa Cuba, the pre-release as well, that he was kind enough to share with me. Of course, there being a Diamond Crowne Lounge, they have a great selection of Diamond Crowne, including the one that's just exclusive to his lounge that I mentioned, that has a 5-year aged Connecticut wrapper, excellent with a cup of coffee. Just an amazing, amazing collection. What I really like about them is, again, being very hospitable but very knowledgeable. You can walk into that humidor whether you're an experienced smoker or brand new to it, and they're definitely going to make sure that you walk out of there with an ample amount of cigars to smoke, but also keep you coming back, because they really take the time to go through, kind of find out what you like to smoke, or if you're new to smoking, they take the time to explain the process to you, which is, it really goes very far to do that. You know, unfortunately there's lounges that you go into that it's kind of either rushed or people aren't necessarily as personable, and this is definitely not the case here at PCB Cigars. They're just an incredible couple. I had a really great time being out there, and wanted to show you again a little bit more of some of the collection that they have. Just absolutely incredible. But I'm going to smoke this down a little bit more, and of course I will get back to you once I get through a little bit more and talk about those flavors. So getting into the last third of this Fuente Don Carlos, amazing cigar that I've had the opportunity to smoke. I've been taking my time with it, really enjoying it. Flavor-wise, after about the second half or so, still continued with a lot of complexity. I picked up more notes of a little bit of an introduction of some nuttiness and woodsiness to it, along the lines of an almond in those notes as far as the nuttiness goes, as well as the obvious cedar that's present. There's a little bit of some oak characteristics that came into play. Continued with that sweetness throughout. Again, a little bit of dances of some licorice, and not as much of that citrus as was present in the beginning. And again, just a very, very light, almost a white pepper, just very subtle, that's still present, but definitely a back runner as far as the flavors are concerned. But an incredible smoke. Burn line was perfect. The construction is spot on. I really enjoyed it, and still have a little bit left to go, so I'm going to be smoking that, of course. As far as the lounge, I hope you enjoyed looking at just the amazing collection that Peter and Rinku have at PCB Cigars. I mean, they have, it blew me away, completely blew me away. I mean, the Fuente collection that they have is second to none. I mean, they had, you know, the storybook collection, 2013 and 14 was really neat to be able to see all of those laid out. The complete collection they had in that back room humidor, they had the Sopranos box, which is a lot of fun. I got to kind of hold those and play with them. The LFD, El Museo, I mean, stuff that you can't really find anywhere. He has them. So again, if you have an opportunity, if you're in the area, you have to stop in, meet them, grab some sticks, fill up your humidor. If you happen to not be in that part of the world, you can definitely check out their website. I overheard him saying that you can occasionally get cigars from him online, so that's something that you'll want to reach out to him about, but definitely worth a visit, and just an amazing time that I had. even though I did not score a lot of points on any of the domino games that we played, I still left there happy with an ample collection of very nice cigars that, again, not only does he have an amazing collection, but the fact that they love taking care of their cigars just blew me away. I mean, they really put the aging, a minimum of 6 months, anywhere from 6 months to like 5 years plus on the aging of some of these boxes of cigars that they have. So rest assured, when you walk into that humidor, you're not getting a cigar that's just been ordered, opened, and thrown out on a shelf. I mean, they really go through their due diligence of properly aging the cigars, and it really does change that experience. So if you're somebody that isn't familiar, pick up some cigars from different places and try out those smokes, because you can tell when they're not properly acclimated, when they haven't been treated, if they're not smoking good, or they're getting dried out, or they just have a funky taste to them. It could be the care that's been shown to those cigars. So again, I can tell you firsthand that any cigar that you get from PCB Cigar is going to be a perfect experience for you. So I hope you enjoyed watching this unique video, and again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the website, and have a great day.